Welcome back. Small, medium and micro enterprises are being warned to watch out for predatory lending practices by financial services providers. This is the warning from the Office of the Ombudsperson for Financial Services Providers. It's geared towards helping small business owners with financial literacy. Let's discuss this then. I'm joined now by Thobile Masina. She is the Assistant Ombudsman in the Office of the Ombud for Financial Services Providers. Thank you for coming through, Ms. Masina. And I've got to say, one has to consciously remember to say Ombud, Ombudsperson, as opposed to saying Ombudsman. So there's been this week that has been focusing on financial literacy. Yes. Let's start there. Tell me a bit about this week and why that is a campaign that continues to be relevant in 2022 and not a conversation that we can safely say we've been talking about financial literacy and we need to move on and talk about other things. Why does this remain important?
So I think in order to answer that question appropriately, one of the things we need to do is to contextualize what Money Smart Week South Africa is, which is the week that you're referring to, and to focus specifically on who's established Money Smart Week South Africa. So Money Smart Week South Africa is an initiative that was established by the National Consumer Financial Education Committee, which is a committee that is established to secure active involvement, collaboration, as well as coordination of various stakeholders in consumer financial education. And that committee is chaired by the National Treasury. So Money Smart Week itself is actually South Africa's largest coordinated financial literacy campaign. And the purpose of it really is to motivate and to empower South Africans to be better educated about their finances.
What will you say to someone who says we don't have money to be smart about? The reality we face right now is that we would be money smart if we had money, but we don't have money to be smart about. Or is the actual argument the other way around, that we actually should be money smart to actually have money?
Yeah, so when you look at, so one of the reasons why we actually focus on financial literacy is because we've identified, and this is based on a research from the Financial Literacy Competency and Education Report that shows that across the various research areas, only 52 or out of a possible 100, say that they are confident about the choices that they're making about their money. So when we look at that, what we identify is people are not actually, or they have limited skills to understand the financial sector. So the importance of that is when people are financially literate, it enables them, to make better decisions about their money. So that means that they are less exposed to predatory lending. It also means that, they're in a better position to acquire appropriate financial products and also to avoid financial scams. So even for the person that's saying, I don't have the money, what we're trying to do is because a lot of the times when people are in that position, they tend to be more vulnerable and to fall into the trap where they are, being susceptible to financial scams and they are falling into financial pitfalls. So the purpose of this really is to say, even with the little that you do have, because we do understand that South Africa is rated the most unequal country in the world. And we do have, very high unemployment rates in South Africa. So even with the people that's unemployed, even with the social grant that you're receiving, what we're trying to do during this week is to help you make better financial decisions about the little that you do have.
Yeah. And what are some of the trends you are seeing around people's financial literacy? I remember some research I came across some few months ago that talked about how in terms of insurance, for example, we were not focusing on, we spent a whole chunk of our insurance focus on the end of life aspect of things as opposed to while you are still alive. In fact, to the detriment sometimes of some of what you should be spending while you're still alive. What are the trends that you are noticing about financial literacy of South Africans?
So I think the first one is the point that you're making now when it comes to insurance. And I think really with the issue with insurance is most consumers don't understand how insurance is a risk management tool. So most consumers don't see the benefit of having insurance, because as well, when you look at the number of South Africans that are insured for something like their cars, or the number of South Africans that even insure their household contents or even their home, the numbers are very low in comparison to the number of people that, for example, have a funeral policy or even a life policy. But outside of that, another concerning trend that we see is in the number of people that have a retirement plan. So from a survey that was done by the Financial Sector Conduct Authority, and they did it in collaboration with the Human Sciences Research Council, what we've identified is that only a third of South Africans actually have a retirement plan. And of the 1/3 that does have a retirement plan, only 28% feel that they are confident about their retirement plan and about the adequacy of their retirement plan. So the majority of the people that even have a retirement plan are not confident that when they retire, that the money that they have been saving throughout their working life is actually going to be adequate to enable them to live comfortably after they retire.
All right, Thobile, I'm completely out of time. I would have wanted us to talk about predatory lending, particularly as it affects SMMEs, but we are completely out of time. Thank you for coming through and for the work that you've been doing as part of Money Smart Week. That's Thobile Masina. She is the Assistant Ombud in the Office of the Ombud for financial services providers.